Hello, everyone. Hello, the one. Only one. Hello, the only one. Such a popular program. Before I come in, there's thousands of people, minus thousands and thousands plus one. So, and two. So, Aman is here, 19 male India. Hello there. And he says, hello, Mehran. Good to see you. And there are three people here. Only one of them was brave enough to join us. The others are waiting for a formal invitation in writing. That is coming, perhaps when we have enough funds to, to buy some stationery. All right. Now, I thought I'll have a surprise live stream. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me, Aman? Or the four who are not visible here? Even if you don't want to be visible, just click on like anyhow. that will help. So I found out that the problem with the camera, that I had produced a video for you guys that needs to be edited, but the buzzing sound was so horrendous that I haven't been able to use it. I've sent it out to be fixed. I don't know if they can do a good job. But now I found out that it's the connection between the mic and the camera, body of the camera is the problem. And the fact that I don't even need to connect them because the camera has built-in microphone. So that was, if I hadn't used it, then it would have been perfect. I would have been able to release it by now, edit it and release it. A bunch of good stuff in there that I don't know if I want to redo it. So I hope they can fix it. So who are the other four that are hiding in the shadows? Come on out. Come on out and join us. And there we go. Like, 2 likes and 4 people. We gotta have 4 likes and 2 people. So see what you can do on that. Have you guys not been promoting this this channel? So people who would get the notification. I don't know even if YouTube really is good at sending notifications or not. Probably not. The 3 likes, 5 people, but 1 person is visible, and that's Aman. Come on, guys. I don't bite. I have the ugly stick, so don't need to bite. Just I'll unleash this on your heads if you if you don't take good care of yourselves. So we wait for the first question, and we don't have it yet. So I'll enjoy my tea and wake me up when you guys are all here. Lovely. Oh, you know what? It's just a mango smell. Hang on, I gotta bring my tea. All right, so we have green tea, organic, equal exchange, fairly traded. God knows how fairly. It says, by drinking equal exchange tea, you join a movement to support small-scale farmers. All right, fair enough. Let's do that. Like that. So we have Aman's first question, I believe. And he says, I tried to talk with girl whom I thought I would like, but I'm feeling numbness when I try to love them. You don't have to try to love them. Nobody tries to love anything. You just either love it or we wait until you love it. You don't force it. I'm feeling numbness, how to feel love back. Don't, do not. It's like saying, I have this food in front of me and I want to make sure it tastes good. How? It's made how it's made. You just be the judge of it. You take a bite and see if it tastes good or not. If it tastes good, say great, tastes good. If it doesn't, says doesn't. Next restaurant. So you don't have to push yourself. Just be friend with her and nothing more. Don't try. When you try, you become too conscious of it, and then you think it's all fake, and then you will just lose that whole interest that you might have. So just be friend. Don't expect anything. Don't try to love her. Just be there and see how it goes. You may just be friends, or you may be more than friends, or you may be friends and you find somebody else, and she might be the right one for you. But at this point, just don't push yourself at all. It says, I feel no interest when she gets interested in talking. Why not? Talk. I feel anxiety and butterfly in my stomach. Why? I feel like I'm not manly enough. Well, that's your own thoughts. Obviously, she thinks you're manly enough. She wants to talk to you. So why don't you let her be the judge of that? You're not supposed to judge yourself if you're manly or not manly. Look, if being manly is by size of muscle, then if I'm standing in front of someone who's got a bigger muscle, then he must be more manly than I am. But is that what being a man and manly is? About big muscle, or I don't know, certain expression in the face, or certain way of talking, or I don't know, be mean, be rude, or what? Being man is an attitude, is a character, how you negotiate life, how compassionate you are toward others, how caring, responsible, reliable, accountable you are, how focused on your goals, how you affect the society they live in, what kind of role model you are, how righteous you are, how just you are, how helpful you are, what can you do to make this life better for everyone. These are what makes a man. Otherwise, if it's just about the looks or the muscle or I don't know what else, then nobody is, or somebody is more than the others. That's a wrong criteria that you're focusing on. So chill out. Enjoy her for the person that she is. Get to know her. You're not there to love her. You're not there to, and just you're there to be a companion, to be a friend, to spend life, to talk, to exchange. That's all. Whatever comes later, you will feel if it's true or not. Kartus Main says, 30 male India. Hello, Kartus. And Kartus says, sir, I have been separated from my ex-wife since a year. This has given an emotional dent in me. Of course it does. Now I feel really conscious about my age and status. I get really good attention of female, especially from the age group of 22 to 25. But I feel really conscious about my age and feel awkward in talking. Let me get this straight. You think you're 30 years old, you're too old? Is that what you're thinking? This is the right age to talk to a 22-year-old, 25-year-old. The 22-year-old doesn't want to talk to a 25-year-old. She thinks she's too much of a woman for a 25-year-old. Of course, there are exceptions, but most girls who got something going for them, they want someone that they can rely on, count on, accountable person, responsible person, got a career, got a job, got a wisdom, certain experiences, knowledge they can rely on. So they want their boyfriend to be a little bit older than themselves. And I'm not talking about 2 or 3 years. So age 30 is perfect time to talk to a 26-year-old, 27-year-old, 25-year-old, 22-year-old. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. Now then see if you guys like each other and can communicate. So I don't understand what you're saying. You're creating something in your head that has got no basis. In fact, you're in a perfect position to get to know a 22, 23, 24 and up. So relax, chill out. Don't put these things in your head, because then you believe it, and then when you believe it for something that you shouldn't, then you say, see, I told you so. Because you're believing some nonsense. That's why you told me so. Otherwise, understand that your primary life, man at age 40 becomes all he could ever be before age 40. When he thinks, oh, I'm really good at age 30. No, age 40. And then when you're age 40, you realize that, I'm still actually can become even better. So really between 40 and 60, it's your best years. The rest of them is learning and experiencing. So in my case, I'm no good anymore. So I'm 65. God damn it. Okay, let me have my tea. Such is life. Not really. What's going on here? Too much mango. I mix green tea and mango together and it becomes really nice. I think the tea hasn't mixed up. So let's see who we have here. We have Abdul Razak Al Hamoud. Says 22, male, Denmark. I would have guessed any place but Denmark. From the name, I would say somewhere in the Middle East. Maybe anywhere in the Middle East, but I guess we all live, born somewhere and live somewhere else. Yeah? So Abdul Razak says 22, male, Denmark. Hello Mehran, hello Abdul. Says I recently started dating this new girl. However, I still think about my ex frequently. Shouldn't. Look, it's very simple. Who is with you? Who is the one that is giving you the time of the day? Who is giving you time of day? Your ex? Your ex is gone with somebody else. What use does she have for you? The important one is the one who's actually sitting across from you having tea or coffee and talking to you. That's the woman you should pay attention to. That's the girl you should be focusing on. That's the one you can perhaps build something together. That's the foundation perhaps you guys can find things in common. The other one is gone, had her chance, or you two tried and it didn't work out. So what's there to think about? You want to live in your memory? A virtual life? Then no reason to keep going into the memory thinking about, hey, what is thinking going to do? Sit down and think about spaghetti. I want to see if you're going to get full. Well, it's spaghetti. I mean, last week your mom cooked it, or you were in a restaurant and it was maybe a month ago or a year ago. It was delicious, the aroma, the atmosphere, the ambiance, and the service. And isn't that good enough for you to be full now? No, because that's nonsense, non-existence. I don't care how tasty it was. So you shouldn't care what it was between you and your ex. The ex is ex. Ex means no longer. So you want to think about the no longer and think that it's longer? It's not going to work, is it? So, all right. So, and he says, I don't desire getting back with my ex, thank God, but I miss her and our times together. No, you don't, because why should you miss her if she doesn't miss you? And if she misses you, why is she not with you? So she's not with you because she is not missing you. And if she's not missing you, why should you miss her? What for? You're trying to be nice in whose eyes? Your own thought that is watching about your thoughts? You want to be nice in front of the thought that is observing what you are thinking and feeling? Nonsense. Just move on. Get a grip of it. And focus on the girl who's coming out with you. She's the one who spiffies up herself for you. She's the one who comes out. She's the one who's the sunshine, brings the light with her smile. She's the one who talks to you. She's the one who keeps you company. She's the one that maybe you guys find things in common. So, wish the other one well and let her go. There's nothing else in there for you. If there was, it would have been, whenever. It's no longer. So. And Michael Carroll says, hello, I have HOCD. I keep getting thoughts that tells me that the thoughts are true, which cause a lot of anxiety. What can I do? The first thing you got to do, you got to educate yourself about your components that have put you together. And figure out and understand, is the brain me? When you understood the separation between brain, you, and thought, then you will never second guess yourself when a suggestion, image, or thought shows up, because that is the brain's work. It doesn't have any intellect. Brain is not the intellect. Brain is materialistic, material process. It conjures up thoughts based on what has seeped through your consciousness, what anxiety you may have, and what reactions you show. These are all about the brain's work, because brain affects the body. But that what is affecting the body in light of these thoughts, suggestion, images, is not you, is the brain, because they have affecting each other. Mind affects the body, body affects the mind. But because of that, that doesn't mean the brain is you. It's got nothing to do with you. It's a completely separate system. You got to understand this. The whole problem with HOCD is the fact that you guys have not understood what components are and what you are. You think you are one of these components. Kidney, liver, spleen, brain, legs. This is what you think. Oh, brain. It's intelligence. It does math. So what it conjures up must be me. Really? If that's the case, how come this brain, as you think it's you, wasn't even in existence 40,000 years ago? But yet, there was a you. Human species was living for millions of years before they were even given this brain that now you think what conjures up and thinks is representing your sexuality. It wasn't even there when in the womb of your mother you were given your gender and you were being created. You weren't able to think yet. When you were born, months or years later, you started learning what thinking is, recognizing things. So, one thing, 40,000 years ago, we had no brain of this. It was a STEM brain. No thinking capability, no speaking capability. But we were living for 1,000,000 years. Two, when you were put together in your mother's womb, there was no thinking involved to give you the gender that you are. It was all chromosomes, set, programmed, ready to go. No interference, no need, not even in existence, a thought was. Brain wasn't even developed. It was being just put together. But That wasn't the creator of you to say that, oh, brain is responsible to give me what I have. Give me my eyes. No. Give me my gender. No. My genitalia. No. Brain was one of the components that was being built. It wasn't in operation. It was just being developed. Everything else was being developed according to the plan and the genome. Chromosomes. It's got nothing to do with the brain or thinking ability. So now, what brain conjures up is what a tool, an apparatus conjures up. It's got a mandate, it's got a job to do, making thoughts. And because it is stupid, it has no understanding who you are, its job is to make thoughts. So it does. Your responsibility is to choose if it's useful for you or not, whatever it conjures up. And most of the thoughts during the day are useless because they are not related to what you want, what you prefer, what you want to do. It's just a brain making thoughts. But you're the judge. You're the almighty of this entity. You decide. You have a power to choose. You have the power to veto. That's the me. Brain doesn't have the veto power. You do. Why? Because they did an examination. They did a test. I think it was Roger Speary, neurosurgeon, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Libet? Anyhow, I'll figure it out. I don't remember. I believe it was Dr. Roger Speary that when they found out that before a thought shows up, there's a spike in the brain. Electromagnetically, they figured out there's a spike about half a second before a thought shows up, a decision to be made. There's a spike in the brain. So the materialists say, oh, there is the evidence that there is no free will. The brain decides. And then you're supposed to push a button. So spike, decision, and then you push the button. Something simple. But I think it was Dr. Speary, if I'm not mistaken. He said, wait, he was a brilliant neurosurgeon, and he said, I want you guys, when there is a spike and when you are given the idea to push the button, I want you to veto it. So by proving the fact that even if the brain comes up as an independent system, encourages you, suggests you, or forces you, let's say, to do something, hence no free will, let's say, but you can veto it. So he proved and called it free will not. In other words, you override whatever it is that the brain wants to make you do. And that power of overriding, that power of choice, that's the intellect. That's you. And that's based on you veto or accept something, based on you're comfortable or discomfort about something, based on your values, your core principles, what's meaningful to you, what you know you are, your gender, your inclination, your manners, your morals, your faith if you have one, the way you prefer things, your plans, your compassion, all of these are your values. And they are, Dr. Schwartz calls it, wise advocate. Dr. Philipson calls it, I think, gatekeeper. I call it superconsciousness. Not that I compare myself with those two brilliant doctors. It's just the way that I have done it for in my part. And so, based on your core values, gatekeeper, wise advocate, superconsciousness, you make decisions, vetoes, defiance, disregard, ignore, because you are the me above the brain or anything else that has put this entity together. If you understand the mighty power that you have, then you can counter the mighty power that the brain has, which I have shown you in my video number 7 in the playlist Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. Watch video number 7. In fact, to see the power of mind, so you will understand how powerful it is and how it can make you believe something even though it's false and have nothing to do with you. And that's why you got to rely on your core principles, your wise advocate, your gatekeeper, in order to protect your values, including your gender, including your sexuality, including your sexual inclination, including your manners, morals, faith, everything else that is important to you, meaningful to you. You're supposed to stand your ground. You're supposed to protect it. Not because a brain comes up with something, says, oh, you're heterosexual? You've always been heterosexual? No, I say you're homosexual. What? But it's powerful enough to make you think it's true. But once you already know it's a separate system, and there is a me, and then there's apparatus, and brain is one of the apparatuses, you won't fall for it anymore. So let me just put this here for you. That is power. So what I want to ask you guys, if you don't mind, I want you guys to go on your other browser and watch this. Watch this and come back. It's 1 minute, 59 seconds. So go on. I'll have my tea. I'll see you guys back in about 50 seconds, 59 seconds. Watch that link. I want you to see the power of mind. When you've seen it, just say 1. Just click 1. I see if you all have seen it. I'm looking for 9 ones, or at least 8 of them. So I'm going to wait till you guys come back. Only 2 of you have watched it. I'm waiting for the other 7. So as you can see, the ones who have seen it, mind is very powerful. But when you recognize the power that you have is bigger than that, meaning you can actually direct it, if you know how to communicate with it, how to use it, how to ignore it, how to train it, how to treat it, then that would be, that power of mind will also add up to yours, because you have the ultimate power of choice, ultimate power of ignoring it, choosing it, selecting it or not, allowing any thought, suggestions that comes and conjures up by the brain to ever become an action or actuality, or never. It's your power. I don't care how powerful the brain is. The power of choice that you have is overrides every power that it can have. You may not allow it to exercise it. You may not allow it to represent itself. You may reject it. And these are the actual power. So I think, again, is Dr. Speary, who, Roger, the neurosurgeon, who proved that you have a free want, which is overriding any kind of a power that the brain could have on you. By understanding the separation between brain, thought, and you, as I explained so briefly, I have many videos that have discussed that, you will rest assured that it doesn't matter what brain conjures up, suggests, or thoughts of, or makes you think or believe. You have the final say, because you are the me. If there was no me, there would be no brain. There would be no nothing about you. The me, the intellect, the awareness, that is you, which is beyond brain, which is proven by many neurosurgeons, such as Dr. Penfeld, Dr. Igor. These are all things that I've talked about in different videos. In fact, the video that has got the buzzing problem, I'm trying to fix it, I've explained all this into it, which I might have to redo the damn thing because of the camera. See, you know, the low budget show, you know, our camera went berserk. So, and we have here, let me make a little short notation, guys. I know, I don't know who Mahmoud is, but Mahmoud, you need to let me know your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from, so at least I know something about you. I've seen your screen symbol here, but I know what you're trying to be friendly and to say something friendly, which friends may call each other that, but saying that, using that word in a public forum may not sit well with people, because it's not clear what connotation is being used. So I ask you, refrain from using that word. You've used it 2 times now, and perhaps I give you the benefit of the doubt. You don't mean any disrespect to people of different color, but I believe it's something that could be misunderstood. So I suggest you not use it in public forums. Let's use it with friends who are actually, are okay with that kind of a word to be used when they know what you really mean and you mean to be friendly. So now let's go back to, where were we? So I hope, Michael, that would be helpful to you. Michael says, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm delighted that you could enjoy it. Now, there is one video I want you guys to see. And I believe that is, hang on. Yeah, there it is. I want you to watch this video. I think that might also be of interest to you guys, but not now. This one is the shortest version of its series. Uh, the series got 3 videos there. But this one for later. You guys watch this later. That it helps you to see the separation between brain, you, and thought. And that could be of interest to some of you. If you understand that, that puts an end to HOCD and any other subsets of OCD, pedophile OCD, harm OCD, religious OCD, all other OCDs, because you have understood the separation between brain, thoughts, and you. And that's very important in dealing with OCD and subsets of OCD. Cartoon says, probably it's all in my head. You're the one who said that you have a hard time talking to 25-year-olds and you're a 30-year-old, you think you're old. Yeah. I gotta laugh at it, because I've got more than two times of your age, and I still have a hard time to think that I'm this age, let alone. Like, I shouldn't be talking to girls that age, that young. Not you. You're in the right age. But, for a 65-year-old man, I should not be, this age should not be talking to a 25-year-old in a romantic way. But your age, that's what you should be doing. All right. Atif says, hi, Mehran, 38, male, New Jersey, or New York City. I'm self-conscious about talking to a 27-year-old. Really? Well, you're going to miss out on that. Because you've got the perfect age to talk to that. It's only 11 years old difference. And at that age that you are 38, 27-year-old is perfect. If she can measure up, if she's educated enough, wise enough, that you guys can find things in common. She may be not mature yet, or she might be. But that's the perfect age, no problems. Kartu says, I don't know whether you have heard about the Hindu holy book, Bhagavad Gita. I've heard about Gita. I've never read anything about or of her, written by or about her. But you guys in India have 50,000 gods. I mean, so everybody has heard about your gods. And you don't like a god today, it doesn't do the work. You're going to choose another god 2 seconds later. It's freedom. Wonderful. Just let me close this window. Somebody's smoking and I really don't like it. I hate smoking, and I don't know these people. We still haven't figured it out. All right, so where were we? Says Bhagavad Gita or not, but it really helps in understanding the perspective and purpose of life and accepting that every damn thing is temporary and will change someday. And I get the same relief seeing your love videos. It gives a different approach towards life. Many blessings for you, sir. Thank you very much, Cartus. Glad that you enjoyed the channel. Appreciate it. Oh, live videos, not love videos. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I was wondering about that. And Legend FC says, I can't handle this anymore. Every little thing in my head keep telling me I'm gay, and that gave me a lot of anxiety. Yeah, because you think the brain is intellect, because you think the brain is you. Look, have you asked yourself, if you were supposed to change gender, like, I believe when you are born, you are created the way you're created, the gender that you've been created in the wombs of your mother, and that's it. The rest of your life, you're going to be that. So, but if you say that a gender can change, well, then if it can change from this, whatever it is, to this other, then later on, it should also change from this other to that what it was, or to some other thing. And then could you tell me then how many times this is going to be happening during the life? And if that is so, where's the stability and the continuation of life as we know it for stability of what is happening? If things, including the gender, is supposed to be changing. Because who's to say that it changes only once? I mean, if you can change from one thing to another, so you should be able to change again to something else or back to what it was. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back and forth. You know, this gender today, the next gender the next day, and then back to this. And who's to say how? So you can see that the brain is the one who is trying to say things that is just meaningless and hasn't thought it over, that the jig is up. We understand this. We know that if you're born in any gender, that's your gender. Now, in the meantime, through your life, if the brain going to suggest that you're not what you've been born, you're not what you've always enjoyed and liked, and you are, then you're not supposed to fall for it anymore, because now you know. Because then how many times are we going to do that? Switching. What's to tell that it's not going to be switched again? So you're going to be at the mercy of what the brain conjures up, and you're going to think that the brain is the creator of you. It wasn't around when you were being created the first time. How could it have anything to do with threatening it or making any modification at it now that you're at this age? Who's to say that it's not going to do it again? It's all about you falling for it or not. Otherwise, it's no different than you're walking in the street, and instead of your brain suggests things to you of this kind, you're walking in the street and somebody calls something that, hey, you're not this gender, you're the other gender. So what the heck? Who are you? Where were you when I was being created? What makes you say that? How could it be possible? And then you go to the next street and somebody says, hey, you're not that gender, you're the other gender. It's no different than the brain making all these suggestions, which you're supposed to be the intellect, the awareness, and not fall for this bullshit. Continue your life however you've been born, whatever gender that you have been created as. Embrace it, enjoy it. That's your gender for life. It's not going to be switching around, as I said many times. It's not like cow's milk. Today is milk. A few days later is sour milk, buttermilk, and then later on, weather changes, you become yogurt, and then eventually days pass, you become cheese. It's not like it's chromosomes. You are this, you are this. You're not going to be change this, and then what? Are we not going to change? Only once, only from heterosexual you're going to change to homosexual? How many times have you heard from homosexual they've changed to heterosexual? How come it doesn't happen the other way around? There are some people who are homosexual and they think that they're not. And that's, again, the same thing, HOCD. You're not supposed to fall for these thoughts. These are anxiety-based, these are thought-generated, brain-generated, and if you understand the separation between brain, you, and thoughts, then you will say, okay, the jig is up, I'm not going to believe. And you can see how powerful the brain is. If it can deny the gravity, or rather, in not being lifted and change the law of physics on this earth, that's the power of mind, right? What else is there? So you can also understand that it can make you think and believe what it has conjured up is true, that your gender has changed. But you're not supposed to fall for it. There's so many charlatans and liars and different intentions that you could be walking around in the street. They want to sell you something. You're not supposed to fall for it. They want to, trick you for something. If you were a kid, perverts would have wanted to, take advantage of you. You're supposed to be knowledgeable about what tricks are out there. And now your brain is tricking you. So don't fall for it. Resist it. Understand it. Call it for what it is. It's OCD, it's not me. It's HOCD, it's not me. It's intrusive thoughts. It's not me. And then recognize for what it is when it shows up, these sort of thoughts, and then ignore them, distant. Focus on what you are. Focus on what you want to be. Focus on what you enjoy. Focus what your identity is. Protect it and move on. Focus on your life. But whenever these intrusive thoughts showed up, call them for what they are. This is OCD. This is HOCD. This is intrusive thoughts. This is not me. Recognize them and then focus on your life and what you are. Only think about what you are, because that's what it is. The rest is a malfunction in the signaling system of the brain, which we've talked about it before. In the striatum, caudate nucleus malfunctions, doesn't shut down automatically the intrusive thoughts, knowing about your gender and everything about you inwardly. It's designed to shut down intrusive thoughts of this nature, of whatever nature that is not complementary to you, that is not in agreement with who you are. It's designed to shut that off. When it malfunctions, it doesn't do its job automatically. Then by your behavior, you're supposed to ignore it, recognize it, call it for what it is, ignore it, focusing on your life, and then your brain starts learning that you're not going to pay attention to these things. You recognize them, you call them for what they are, but you don't buy into it, and you ignore them. And then through neuroplasticity, it rewires itself, and eventually caudate nucleus gets back into functioning properly. And if it doesn't, you have already created the conditioning of understanding how it should be behaved, and the brain gets conditioned and slows these things down, and they don't show up anymore. And if they do, you know what it is and you know how to deal with it. And that's how you deal with it and protect yourself. Otherwise, every day my brain makes 80, 90 thoughts a day, 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. I'm going to be paying attention to every damn thing that it conjures up? No. So you guys are supposed to know the separation of brain thoughts and you, then you'll be able to manage all these malfunctions that human brain goes through. And welcome to the humanity. That's the brain of everybody. It's not just about you. Everybody on this earth has intrusive thoughts. But when the caudate nucleus works perfectly, it shuts down automatically because you recognize, oh, that's bad thoughts. And then caudate nucleus shut it down and you go on. But when there's a malfunction, it doesn't do its job right. So it lingers. When it lingers, prefrontal cortex says, how come I don't have an answer in this? And the amygdala and the thalamus and everything else from there says, listen, we've given the answer, but the caudate nucleus is out of whack. So you don't get the answer back, so the thought lingers. And when it's lingering, you believe it. You think, oh, because it's lingering, that's me. No, it's a malfunction. It's not you. All right, let me open the window. I'll be right back. All right. So where were we? And Legend FC says, if I say to myself, I'm this, my brain reacts with that's not true. Okay, very good question. And for that, I give you another video for you to watch. So, all right. Now, this video is one of the videos of the intrusive transient OCD, HOCD negative thoughts. And I want you to watch it later on. It's 1 hour and 22 minutes. It's a little wordy, but you would need to watch it. In short, very short, but I want you to watch that because you see, one of the ways you get over HOCD is to explore it and learn the mechanism of the brain, not the topic of what comes to your mind, but how the brain works and what's the malfunction all about and so on. So you kind of get familiar with this is a malfunction. This is not anything else. And the jig is up, so you won't get fooled by it anymore. In the meantime, I want to bring to your attention that you telling me that if I say to myself, I'm this, my brain reacts with that's not true. Which brain is telling you that's not true? The same brain that is malfunctioning. The malfunctioning brain that is trying to confuse you for its own malfunctioning reasons, that is actually trying to protect you and alerting about a danger, possible dangers that could be out there in the world, about different things that could be a danger. One could be a lifestyle to your lifestyle, so that's part of the danger. And since that is very important to every one human being, their gender, so they protect it. That's very important. That's their identity. So the brain attacks that. That's what OCD is. But when it's attacking that, it is attacking it because it is malfunctioning. And when you say something, that you is the awareness that is arguing with it, because there is a you, the awareness, there is the brain, and there is when you use the brain to make thoughts, and when the brain uses its own apparatus to make intrusive thoughts. And then you're being reported to. Hey, there's an intrusive thought. That is being reported to. That's the same awareness, the same as when you are thinking and saying something. Let's say you're praying to God, and you're aware of this, what you're doing. You're talking to God. There's a watcher that is watching what you're doing in your uttering, praying to God. That watcher is the awareness, is the wisdom, is you. What's being reported to, that there's an intrusive thoughts, it's being reported to you, the awareness. When you're using the apparatus of the brain and using it to make a thought to advance yourself or do something for your work or life, that's you using the apparatus of the brain. When the brain is conjuring up thoughts using its own apparatus and making up thoughts, that's brain's production, not yours, but it's being reported to you because you are the boss of it all. This is in short to understand the difference between the brain and you and thoughts. But when the brain actually wants to take over and conjure up these thoughts, and is powerful because it's malfunction and makes you believe the garbage that it utters out, when you debate it and you say, no, the brain says, who's the brain? Brain says, so what does that mean? Who's the brain? You're the you, not the brain. And if the brain is responding to you in a certain way, the brain is the same malfunctioning piece that started the whole thing. Now, with the same malfunctioning piece is responding to you. So the response is also from the malfunction. You can't believe the response. You only stick with what you know and what you want it to be, your choice. Your choice is your power. Not what the brain is trying. The brain is very powerful, tries to make you even, think that, I don't know, makes you salivate if you think about the sour grape. Or think about, I don't know, lemon. There's no lemon here, but it makes you salivate because it affects the body. And then you're supposed to believe what? There's a lemon? No, there's not. It's just a salivation because the brain has that control, has that power on the reaction of the body. Look, I've explained this before for Legends FC's benefit. I'm going to say it one more time. You have heard different music, different tones, different jingles in your life, something you heard last year, and then suddenly you wake up one day or you're doing your thing during the day and you hear a loop of sound, some jingle, some tone that you can't get rid of it. It's constantly playing in your ears, in your head. You're hearing it loud and clear. La 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 la, something like that. It's like I Dream of Jeannie. That was a program. Or the Gilligan's Island. The jingle for that sometimes, or many other tones, clicks on and it's there. You're not playing the music. You're not using your CD or DVD, watching anything. It's not being played out in the mall. No musicians are around to play. You're not playing it yourself with your guitar, but you're hearing it. What is that? The brain is hearing it. You're hearing it. Is that real? It's not real. Nobody's playing it. No musician out there. You heard it 2 years ago, or a year ago, or 2 weeks ago. Nobody's playing it now, but why are you hearing it? It's SSS, stuck sound syndrome. It's hallucination of sound. And if you're not aware of it, you're going to say, what? I believe it. How come you don't believe this one? You say, well, it's not real. It's something stuck in my head. Huh? You understand that this is an illusion, but sounds real. But you don't buy into it, that there's a musician somewhere is playing it, or you're playing the music on your record player or whatever. You don't buy into that. But when a HOCD shows up, suggests to you that you like that guy, you want to kiss that guy, or you're gay, or you're some gender that you're not, whatever it is, you're going to believe that. How come? What's the difference? That's a hallucination of sound. That's a hallucination of bullshit. Whatever gender you are, the brain can cause that malfunction. Because it does. We are all work in progress. Malfunctioning brain. So if you understand these things and compare the logic of it, then you'll say, okay, that's a glitch I'm having, and I'm going to learn how to deal with it, and then it'll be done because I'll learn how to deal with it. It's another challenge in life. Simple. Otherwise, you're going to be suggested this by your brain today, and tomorrow you're going to suggest something else. How about if the brain is going to suggest to go kill someone? Or how about your brain suggests you go rob a bank? Are you going to do it? No, you won't. Because you have a power of choice, decision making. That's what's going to save you to continue your life as you prefer and not fall for the bullshit that the brain constantly makes all day long, and its thinking is actually protecting you, but it's overdoing it because it's got into a glitch and it's malfunctioning. All right. Having said that, let's go to Ray. Ray says, hi, Mehran, 27, Singapore. My ex ticks all my criteria for my ideal type, which makes it harder to move on. How? Is one of your criterias, I want a girlfriend who doesn't want me? Is that one of your criteria? I don't care how many other criterias, checks. She's pretty, she's good looking, nice figure, smart, educated, all that, yeah? But what about if she wants to be with me, if she's here, if she's actually committed to me, wants to be committed to me as much as I want to? Isn't that a criteria? That's supposed to be one of the most important criteria. I don't care what else she's got. If she's not with you, doesn't matter how pretty she is. If this wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. So, I don't care how wonderful she is. If she's not for you, what do you care? She's not meeting your standards. She's not qualified, because one of the qualification standards is to want to be with you. So, it's not a bicycle that says, oh, it ticks all what I want, so I'll buy it. No, the bicycle should also say, hey, yeah, I want to give you a ride. I meant it. I didn't mean it that way. All right, let me some have tea. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant it has to be consent, and both sides should like each other and meet each other's criteria. That's what I meant. Anyhow, so She doesn't tick the boxes that needs to be ticked. Maybe some of them, but not all of them. And the most important one, she doesn't want to be with you, therefore she doesn't deserve your attention. That's it. And he says, I've been a mess since. Why? Because you need to get acquainted with my little friend, the ugly stick. Go get your motorcycle helmet on. I'm going to break this over your head because you're being a nincompoop. Understand, there's lots of wonderful, amazing women out there, and life is not summed up in her. She's just another biological entity who happens to not be able to appreciate you, and that's the end of it. You gotta have some respect for yourself and grow some pair. Grow a pair and have respect for yourself and move on and find these amazing other women are out there, and see if you get to know them and get to know each other and see if you have things in common. And she's not an anomaly. What has she done in this world? What has she accomplished? Has she come up with the cure for common cold? Has she come up with the, I don't know, COVID-19 vaccination? Has she come up with, curing all the hunger in the world and the old and man or woman who needs help and care? Is she doing that? What has she done for this world to make it such a goddess that you can't live with? What? She's just another entity. She's got to get up and clean up and go to the bathroom and eat her food and go and get some job and work and so on and so forth. What's so special about her? She is not special on her own. She hasn't done anything to deserve that speciality. It is your desire that is so special to you, and to fulfill your desire with pleasure, you find that pleasure in her, and it could be found in many millions of other women. So disqualify her and go after someone else who's actually want to share a quality time with you. Yeah, well, it's up to you. You can take her off the pedestal because she doesn't deserve to be anywhere else. Why should she? But you don't have a control on your desire. That's a problem. Otherwise, in your heart, you can see she's not worth it. Because why? She's not with you. So if she's not with you, she's not qualified. Why should you dedicate your life to someone who doesn't want to have anything to do with you? Huh? Why? Because you think, oh, everybody should think I'm perfect. Who cares? I like spaghetti. Somebody doesn't like spaghetti. Does that make spaghetti bad? No, spaghetti is spaghetti. But that person doesn't have enough wisdom to enjoy spaghetti aroma and nutritious values and deliciousness of it. That doesn't make spaghetti any bad. So if she doesn't like you, you're the spaghetti. That's her loss. You're still as good as you've always been. So you shouldn't even care who likes you or not. Be a spaghetti. All right. Mangiare. All right. Okay. Now. Mm-hmm. And Legend says, no. Aman says, I talked with other HOCD people also, both girls and boys, and they all feel numbness. Even it's their main problem of them. Why I feel depressed when I try to talk with girls? Well, just change it. Understand that you shouldn't be depressed and you don't want to be depressed. You actually want to get to know them. Because you think by talking with them, you expect a certain kind of a eureka or getting rid of the problem that is bothering you. You expect too much from just a talk with a girl because you want a certain kind of a result rather than just the interaction. And that expectation being so high that when you don't realize it and you still HOCD is hanging around, you think, oh, you're depressed. And next time you don't even want to talk to a girl. Don't expect anything. Just go and associate and socialize and let the nature take its course and get rid of this for you by understanding what I just said about protecting who you are and your values. Legend says there was a period in April I knew I was straight, but now, but no HOCD is back, or now HOCD is back. Everything should, yeah, it's back, but HOCD is the mental malfunction. It's not biological, but you have to understand the power of mind and the effect it has because of the anxieties that he has, because of the way it malfunctions. Then you gotta know these things in order not to buy into it. You know, honestly, there are sensations and effects that you can have in your body, but if you sense that, that doesn't mean that you've changed in any shape or form. It depends how you interpret it. If you, I don't know, start itching your bum or bum hole, there's so many sensories there that if there is an itchy there, or if some kind of, I don't know, you didn't wash it well, or it's fungus there, and you, while you're itching it, you feel, feel so good. But that doesn't mean you're gay. You can't say, well, oh, well, I enjoyed that. And because I enjoyed itching my butt, that means it's a sexual inclination. No, that's supposed to feel. The body feels, they're sensories. So the brain can connect with the sensories and give you a certain kind of reaction, or make you think a certain kind of a feeling, and then you fall for it. Don't. I mean, look, you know, you have a little cut on your hand and start scratching and it feels, oh, so orgasmic. What does that mean? Oh, that's sexual? No. So the same thing, the brain can get access to these sensories and feelings because it's involved in the body's behavior and feelings, and it's so powerful. But when you understand its job is, part of its job is to have access to these things, and it can, when it goes malfunction, it can manipulate these other parts. So you shouldn't be falling for it. Simple as that. But you start believing in apparatuses' behavior and its powers and effect and influence, but you don't believe your own self, which you own all these apparatuses and tools and parts and segments of your entity. Isn't that sad? That you can be so persuaded, excuse me, by brain's thought to the tune and the extreme of your gender actually can change because it thought of it. There is no scientific fact that that can happen. So it's a malfunction. Figure it out. Go read Dr. Schwartz's book or presentation and understand striatum, understand caudate nucleus, understand the malfunction of the brain. Things starts making sense. And there are brilliant doctors out there, Dr. Phillipson, psychotherapist, specialized in OCD. There's Dr. Schwartz. There are many other scientists that have discovered and proven that there is more to you than the brain. You're a lot more than the brain. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. And if you want to ignore all that, just keep getting affected by what the brain suggests and don't educate yourself about actually what's going on in there, well, then, you know, you can't help it. You're going to be sitting there and just getting beaten on the head and say, well, why my head hurts? Well, move away. Same thing, educate yourself, understand, then you will know that brain has no place in trying to modify or can ever be successful in threatening or modifying your gender. That's got nothing to do with the brain or thoughts. But it has the power to make you think it's real. So that's the part you got to figure out, how to understand. The jig is up and you won't fall for it. Aman says, I saw videos of Dr. Phillipson. Ah, good. From your links. Good. And I saw in one video, he said about comorbidity and said about weak limbs and depersonalization. And I finally found out I'm suffering from it. Okay, good. Now you know. Legend says, I have three big problems: HOCD, POCD, and hypochondria. Yeah, all right. These are all anxiety based. Don't worry about it. I mean, go get consultation with specialists in the field and make sure they're specialists in OCD, like Dr. Phillipson's team, and then reach out and ask them to help you. And then you will get through knowledge. Knowledge is power. Otherwise, we're all sitting ducks from our own brain. Now, it's enough that we are bullied by people out there in the world. Everybody's bullied by everybody in school, in work, excuse me, workplace, and here and there. We're not going to allow our own brain to bully us. You got to understand that you're the boss of it all. Now, and it says it's always one of the three, never two or three. Okay, yeah. Don't worry, they're all just nonsense, but you figure them out. The guy next door says, my ex chatted or cheated. And the guy next door, cheated, okay. I need to know your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. I'll get back to you as soon as I have that. That's part of the protocol that I need. I got to know how old you are. I got to know who you are, gender-wise, and I got to know. So I can be appropriate when I respond to you, and at the same time, which countries. It gives me a little cultural background. Legend FC says, thank you, Mehran. I'm in a very bad period with HOCD. I felt never so bad ever. Of course. It's horrendous. That's why you got to stand your ground and be wiser and smart to figure this thing out at what it is. And by knowing what it is, then you won't fall. You have a better chance to manage it until it shuts down. It says, I feel never so bad ever. It's always nice to listening to you. Keep it up, sir, and thanks for your answer. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. And Larissa says, thank you so much for your advice, sir. You're quite welcome, Larissa. Did you ask anything? I just see you thanking me, but I don't see a question from you. Perhaps it was the same question the others had, maybe, yeah. Abid Pulok says, 22-year male from Bangladesh. Cheated by girlfriend 9 months ago, had OCD history in the past, feeling insecure about that, self-blaming. Why are you self-blaming? She cheated on you. What's your problem? That's a reflection on her. She's an idiot. So why do you have to think, oh, she cheated on me, it was my fault. I wasn't sweet enough. Yeah, I know how it is. In that neck of the wood, it's hard to find a girlfriend, and the woman is a commodity. That is the only thing that is good going for anyone in their lives. Everybody's busy with hardship and disaster and catastrophes and devastations of all kinds, work, money, job, family, this and that. And when they have a woman, at least they have someone that maybe at some points in their day they are, lovey-dovey, and they have intimacy and sex and they feel good about themselves. Or they have someone affirms them, smiles upon them. I know how important that is. But it's not as important as you put it. Because there are so many other women out there as well. If you focus on building your life, building something out of yourself, become qualified, be able to provide, then lots of girls will be following you because you seem to be more qualified and they're looking for someone who actually can take care of them the rest of their lives. That's what they're bringing in that neck of the wood. I'm not talking about the other side of the world, at least in that neck of the wood. So don't fall for that. Don't give too much attention, too much value to them. She was not reliable, and she did not live up to her promises and qualities that you were expecting. There's nothing wrong with you did, even if you were not sweet enough or had enough money to, I don't know, buy her things. She should have broken up with you and then go out with somebody else that she wants, not to cheat while you're there. And if now that she has done, it's a reflection on her, not on you. Why should it be on you? It tells you what kind of a girl she was, and under pressure or under some kind of a opportunity, what she was going to do, even if you were married. A person who does that doesn't have that capacity of making a promise and staying with it. She would have probably cheated in your marriage too. How do you know? Because she didn't have enough guts to break up with you and then go and do whatever it is that she prefers to do. So don't put her on pedestal. Why should it have any bearing on you? What blaming? He says, the one thing in my mind is whenever the cheating thing hits me, if I don't have OCD, the relationship would be more good and she wouldn't cheat me. No, that's not true. This feeling, no, it's not true. She was an asshole. That's all. Face it. Simple. If I didn't have OCD, she wouldn't have lose her interest. I mean, no, not at all. You're not supposed to be perfect, because no girl that you meet is perfect either. You think they are because you're sexually aroused, and that when we men get aroused and we have a hard time seeing anything. But that doesn't mean she was any special. You get aroused by any girl that smiles at you. So what does that say about her? No, not at all. It has nothing to do with you. And what if you guys were together and then you would get sick, or she would get sick? Are you supposed to go with somebody else? Because it's the same as having OCD or something else is wrong with us. Not at all. No. She should have broken up and then go do whatever the hell she wants to do. You're not responsible of that, and get that out of your head. Go live your life. Life has not summed up between her legs. Go on. Be a man. Grow a pair. Don't try to, be apologetic for other people's mistakes. That's on her, not on you. Carl says, male 28, New Zealand. Kia ora. Carl says, hi, Mehran. Every time I have intercourse with a woman, I'm never keen to see them afterwards. I don't find them appealing before I have intercourse. Before I have intercourse, I'm very interested in them. Well, the key is never have intercourse with them. You'll always be interested in them. I've tried to wait and get to know them, but it seems once I have intercourse, something in my brain switches off and I want to move on. I don't know what to do. Well, simple. You just haven't bond on the consciousness level. You basically talking to them, but you're thinking about when am I going to go to bed with her. And then that's all you want from them, because you have no other value or use for them, unfortunately. You got to learn to love and respect women. You got to understand that the women today are far different than the 500 years ago women. They're capable, educated. They can do almost anything that you can do. They can achieve anything they put their minds to it, just like you and I. And they are a lot more qualified and capable than ever they've been. So therefore, you should expect a lot more from them. Not just to go out with them so you can get into their pants. See what you can learn from them. See what you can share with them. See what you guys can build together. Look at her as someone who's look at her as an intelligence, not as a pleasure spot. So you got to change your attitude about them before you can have a chance to have a relationship. Otherwise, it's all going to be based on sex. They're like animals. They have sex and they run away. because they have no interaction on consciousness level. And I bet you don't either. Yeah, you may talk with them because you want to impress them to get them to bed. But after that, but you really didn't try to learn about them, what makes them tick, and to show them what you're all about. And you never try to appreciate their achievements. You never try to value them based on their persona, but based on their looks and body. That's yours, your department. You got to change your attitude towards girls, toward women, and then you'll start value them a lot more than what pleasure they could be instrumental to. And then you will begin to find a lot more dimensions of their abilities and specialities rather than just their looks. And you probably want the girls who don't pay attention to you. That's probably the kind of guy you are. Because you don't believe in yourself. Because if you believed in yourself, then you would believe in your choice. You would believe in your selection. You would believe that what you have selected, the woman that you've selected to go out with, is special. But because you don't believe in yourself, you don't think what you choose is special or can ever be special. Because you are possibly, one of the people who believes in what Woody Allen said. I don't like to belong to a club that takes me as a member. He wants to be a member, but doesn't want to be a member of the club that takes him as a member. That means he doesn't believe in himself. Whatever he chooses. So first, have value for yourself. Accomplish yourself in life. Therefore, your selections would be based on certain criteria and qualification and standards. And then you have value for those standards, qualifications, and values. And then when you find somebody who meets those values, you will respect her and then get to know her and then change your mind about women and their value. And then you won't be able to want to separate from them whether you have slept with them or not, because you like them persona-wise, not pleasure-wise. All right. Hope that's helpful to you. PRM38 says, can your HOCD convince you gay? That's what it's all about. It's trying to convince you. And you're supposed to say, no, I'm not going to convince. I know what you are. I know you're HOCD, but I'm not going to convince I'm gay because I'm not. You know? It hits anybody. People who are gay could be hit with HOCD that they are heterosexual. So it's a game that the brain plays in everybody, but mostly on heterosexuals. Says, my sexual attraction for girls is gone and the homosexual thoughts feel so real. Yeah, that's what the nature of the HOCD is. It's at the point, I think, of being gay all along. Yeah, that's what it does. It's the same as the stuck sound syndrome, hallucination of sound. It's so real, even though there's no sound playing anywhere, but you can hear it. So you begin to, oh, it's playing, somewhere it's playing. No, it's not playing. So educate yourself, watch the playlist. I think for you, it might be important to watch the first playlist, Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. And then just one or two, the numbered videos in that playlist, from number 1 to 22 or to 30. That would be the one. There's so many videos in there, but the ones that are numbered, I want you to watch from 1 onwards to 22, and then of course there are a bunch that I haven't numbered on my roll. But then there's another playlist that I have, Intrusive, OCD, HOCD, short videos. And heads up, it's not short, but some of them are. That is not about the interpretation of thoughts. The first playlist is. But the videos in the second one, Intrusive, OCD, HOCD, short videos, are basically talking about the relationship between brain, thoughts, and you. And it's not talking about the topic, it's talking about the malfunction and function and the separation between brain, thought, and you. You definitely want to watch that. But the first playlist is also very important for you because you seem to be you need understanding that these beliefs are bullshit. You know, if you've heard me say the stuff that I've said, you probably understood how I explained everything. But it's gonna be uploaded again after, and you can hear it again. Abid Pulok says doctors are confused about my OCD diagnosis. Some say I had some intrusive thoughts. It's normal. It's not puro. And the coin puro is actually coined by Dr. Phillipson. So watch his videos. It's not puro, and some says it's OCD. Some of them say that I'm just a sensitive person. Yeah, well, I understand. Well, look, you got to talk to doctors who are specializing in OCD. If you keep going to general practitioners here and there, they don't know. They don't have that expertise. Reach out Dr. Phillipson's team and see how you can benefit from their knowledge. Legends FC says 7 years now, but this year is the worst. Oh, I see. You're talking to someone else. Okay. All right. Ashwan Gupta says, have you ever tried following recovery technique? I don't know who you're talking to. Oh, you're talking to Abid? Okay. No, Abid, stop judging. Just live your life. Don't give a shit. Just don't. Don't interpret it. Don't data hunt it. Don't discuss it in your head. You feel something, say, okay, I was feeling. Don't question it. That's what it is. Okay, fine. I'm fine with it. That's all right. When you make it so important, oh, how did it feel? Oh, did it itch? Was it close to my bum hole, or was it close to my? Oh, what was it growing? What's that feeling? What was that? Did I actually like that guy? Don't question it. It doesn't matter what it is. You just live your life, and then your brain understands that you don't give a shit. You're not sensitive about it. Then it understands that it cannot threaten you or hold you hostage with these thoughts because you don't react to them. You actually notice them what they are, that they're bogus, and you diss them. You ignore them. And then eventually the brain says there's no exchange of energy. Whatever it does, it wants to protect you, but you already said, I understand this. I don't need you to protect me. I know it. I'm aware of it. Thank you. Pretty much. But you don't turn around and be upset and, oh, why did thought come? What does that mean? No, I'm not. Just leave it. Say, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And if it says you're gay, it says, yeah, I'm gay. I might be. Who knows? Just play it this way. I know you're not. I'm saying be okay with the thought because it's a thought. You're treating it as if it's a fact said by somebody else trying to prove it and then prosecute you or accuse you or prove that you're. Just say it's a thought. Okay. I don't care. It's a thought. I accept that a thought can be about anything. It could be about this tea. It could be about donkey's ass. It could be about my ass. It could be about anything. It could be about sexuality. I don't care. It's a thought. Thoughts can exist. I accept. If you watch my video number 8 in the playlist Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts, video number 8, you will understand why intrusive thoughts exist. In one tangent. There are many tangents, but in this tangent. Not in the tangents that we talked about, the caudate nucleus and all that, which is scientific way. Watch number 8. These will all educate you to see beyond what the brain wants you to believe. You gotta get ammunition. Carl says, okay, thank you for the advice. I will change my thinking and attitude and see them for that angle. I do agree. I don't value myself enough for a relationship. There we go. There we go. You're anxious about failing. You think, what if I go into that relationship and they reject me? How can I live with that? It reminds me of Back to the Future. McFly says, I don't know if I can live with that. If the girl, if his wife to be would reject him. I don't know, I might be rejected. I don't know if I can live with that. So that's probably what you're occupied with. That's why you do what you want to do and you get out before you think that they may actually disapprove of you. You're so conscious about being perfect that in case there would be a chance that you would not be accepted, it's like the person who really wants to be a pilot but afraid of failing the exam, it never takes the exam, so he'll never be a pilot. Go take the exam, goddammit. So what? Some girl says, look, you're fine, but we can't be together because we've been together for 2 months and I don't like it anymore. So, okay, good riddance, bye-bye. You gotta get to know the game, how to interact with them. You can't just go have sex and bye-bye. That's not neither healthy nor right. And another nor, you're not going to learn anything from it. So, PRM38 says, okay, thank you. I will go check out some of those videos. Okay, good. Legend FC says, my therapy will start in a few months, but I'm afraid they can't help me. Come on. Come on. Let me just get this. What kind of a nonsense is that? It's like saying, I'm hungry, but I don't think it's going to be delicious, this food, so I'm not going to eat it anyhow. What the hell? What are you, a doctor? You already know it's not going to work? That's the attitude you're going to go in? It's not going to work. Then you're going to be suffering forever. For all your life. Why? Because the remedy is there. It's just understanding how to deal with it, and you just want to do it because you don't even believe in yourself that you are determined to save your life. Huh? Look, if you don't handle OCD, it's going to eat you up. It's a disorder. It can turn really nasty. So ignore the damn thing and understand and get rid of it. At least control it. Everybody in this world, pretty much everybody has OCD. One kind of OCD. Intrusive thoughts, everybody has it. OCD, most people have it. And he says, I'm afraid they can't help me because they are not full OCD specialists. Oh, I see. Okay, my bad. I didn't read the whole sentence. But we don't have OCD specialists in my town. Listen, I don't know where you are from. Let me see if you ever said that. Because, for example, Dr. Phillipson's team, they do online. Today's world is everything is online. Zoom, this and that. So if you have the money and if you have the capability, find a specialist and reach out to their team and make an appointment and help yourself. Oh, Legend, you never told me that I asked you to tell me where you're from and age and so on. You never did you? Okay, now maybe it's best for you to tell me now. Netherlands, yeah. And how old? And your gender. I guess, because I forget, I answered so many questions, I don't know who's who anymore. And Carl says, on a side note, I love that stick. Great sense of humor. Yes, yes. Yeah. You don't try to be more acquainted with it. It's not going to be fun. So get your act together. All of you. All right. Looks like we've done our job. We're done. Legend, I'm waiting for you. Age and gender. Come on. Oh, there it is. We've got 14 current viewers and 15 likes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm waiting for you, Legend. I want to end the program. Ah, 20 male Netherlands. All right. Was that so hard? Austin Power. All right, guys. It's time to say we've answered all the questions. Time to say I love you all. I'll look forward to talk to you maybe on Saturday. You know, on Saturday at 1 p.m. Vancouver time, I have another live stream. Hopefully every week I try to keep it if nothing pressing. And then I have another one, same night, Saturday night, Vancouver time, 9 p.m., 8 or 9 p.m., depending, for this time zone for you guys. Asia, New Zealand, Australia, and you know, countries in Asia and so on. What is it? I'm just about to say good night. There's another question. And Baboxy, whatever it is, slow. It says, hey, first you gotta let me know who you are, age, gender, where you're tuning in from, and then I'll read and see if I want to answer it now or maybe next time because we've had it. How do you think we can control thought and feelings? Oh, you're not asking a small question, are you? Feeling gives you thoughts. Yeah, I have got that. Don't worry. I've got it in some of the videos on the Intrusive playlist. So maybe next time. I'm kind of, you know, I've had enough. And thoughts give you more feelings when you think about the matter that feelings put it in your ear. Yeah, that's right. It says, my ex have a new boyfriend and give me feeling of my emptiness, then this feeling give me thought of how her new boyfriend is better than me. No, bullshit. It's not better than you. Oh, nobody's better than you. You're you. There's nobody comparable to you. You're you. She's changed to somebody else or you changed to somebody else. Why do you want to be with her? She's not the only girl. You're 43, for heaven's sake. You're the top of your game right now. Age, wisdom, intelligence, expertise, experience, career, job. You know, what else do you want? It's perfect time for you to find a girl in her 30s and there's nothing wrong with you. Why you thinking that way? Why do you have to think about what they or who's better than you? You know, I've got a video that says the one my ex is with is better than you, is better than me. Let me find that video for you. Let's see if I can find it. XGF sleeping with someone else tearing you apart. XGF sleeping with someone else. Maybe that could be one that you could and I know how to find the other one that I want you to watch. There it is. Hang on. I'm coming. For every question, I have a video, so I don't have to talk anymore. You know, there's over 2,000 videos on this channel, and then 500-600 live streams. So you have everything here. Let's see. I don't think I can do it. Okay. Just hang on. Almost finding it. Hmm. Aha, there it is. This one is titled Is Her New Boyfriend Better Than You? Haha, that's exactly, I guess, what you want to watch. There it is. That's made especially for you tonight. There you go. You got your prescriptions. Go to it now. All right, all right. Okay, now Legend says, thank you, sir, for your time. You're quite welcome. And 47 Gaming is thumbs up, and thank you for that. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you or see you again here. And let your friends and whoever on your social media know about this channel, what things it covers, breakups, after breakups, OCD, HOCD, and all intrusive thoughts. And this is free for everybody to come and ask the questions. Of course, we have protocols here to be observed, but let them know and help us to grow and reach more people and help more people. And here is something that I want you guys to do me a favor and let people know about this through this short video, so you can post it on your social media. And that would be a 1 minute and 47-second video to promote this live talk so we can reach more people and help more people. There it is. And so Baboxy Slow says, okay, have a great night. I'm from Europe. It is 6:50 a.m. I know you're early riser, aren't you? All right, guys. Again, look forward to talk to you on Saturday. Until then, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.